What's up, gang? What's going on? Trey Gang back at it again. Now look, I just want to drop a quick video about the goddamn police chief when it come to the little boy. I just want to drop the video and I'm going to show y'all how racist the police is. Don't y'all remember when I was telling y'all, man, it's something about the police captain. Cause he ain't just really concerned about the boys, and he always keeps saying they don't have researchers for nobody to go search the goddamn for the little boys in the desert. But look, if you did a little research on all the agencies that's involved with the case and in the search, man, all the agencies that's involved, they in the police shootings and shit. Look, it was another officer out at the other police chief saying he tired of the work environment cause it's a lot of racial tension going on in the workforce. They be targeting black people and shit. That's why Bakersfield and shit got so many police involved shooters. Now look, they want y'all to look at the police like they on our side. Man, look, man, them suckers is on the other side. You see what I'm saying? But I did a little research and I got more to show y'all too, but y'all like, share, and subscribe. You see what I'm saying? And share your thoughts in the comments. Yeah. But let me show y'all what I'm talking about when it come to the police. The police need to get on their job. The police gonna do this. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, they is not finna do shit. They ain't finna do a motherfucking thing. And this the reason why.
My name is John Walker. I'm the Chief of Police of the California City Police Department.
And John is spelled?
J-O-N. No H.
What do we got today, Chief? We are Johnny Walker and the Whiskey Shooters. Please welcome to the stage, Johnny Walker!
Sit right here and have another beer in Mexico. Do my best, waste another day. Sit right here, slide over nice and close. Lay your head down on my shoulder. You can fall asleep, I'll let you dream.
I'm going home, gonna load my shotgun by the door, light a cigarette. He wants a fight, well now he's got one, and he ain't seen me crazy yet. Set my face, shook me like a rag doll, but that sound.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. All my friends say I started shooting doubles when you walked in. All my friends say I went a little crazy seeing you with him.
The timestamp of this video is also in question. It said 16. It was in military time. You guys received the call for them going missing at like 5:45-ish, right?
Correct. On the 21st, which is a Monday.
On the 21st, which is a Monday. Okay, so I'm assuming maybe his clock was an hour back because it showed Travell West searching, according to his time, around 4:30-ish.
That will be 16:30 military time.
Yeah. From what you guys have found, is that the case? Was he searching for, because he told us he called within minutes of them going missing. Were you guys able to determine that too?
Yes, we were able to determine that he believed the children went missing around 5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
He's talking about going to Tehachapi, having a group there. He's talking about a woman who saw the two boys there in front of the Albertsons on December 24th. He says that he asked staff in the Albertsons to preserve that footage until someone could submit a subpoena to get it. Have you guys heard about anything happening in Tehachapi?
No, I don't know where he's getting his information that's leading him to Tehachapi. Again, we've got several agencies involved, and to the best of my knowledge, we haven't heard anything about that.
There's the FBI involved, Kern County Sheriff's Office, Bakersfield Police Department, and the Cal Police Department as well. If there was something of note happening in Tehachapi, would you guys have known?
I surely would hope. You know, and I have a good relationship with Tehachapi PD.
All my friends say I started shooting doubles when you walked in. All my friends say I went a little crazy seeing you with him.
I know their chief very well, and we've actually spoken. He shared with me that he hasn't heard anything about that. So I would hope that if someone in Tehachapi has some information that would lead us to those boys, they would share it with us.
Investigator from San Diego joined the search this past weekend and says he has a lead that points to Tehachapi. 23 ABC's Bayan Wang spoke to law enforcement and the private investigator and has more on the investigation.
I do it all because of a 12-year-old Boy Scout that went missing on July 19th, 1991. And was not found.
For nearly 30 years, private investigator Bill Garcia says he's worked about 300 missing persons cases.
I have dedicated all my pro bono ability to searching for missing and abducted children.
He says he's helped solve about a third of the cases he's been involved in. His latest case, the two toddler brothers reported missing in California City on December 21st. With 4 agencies involved, including the FBI, this is where Garcia says his team can be beneficial.
My team and I do an extremely good job at picking up where law enforcement either doesn't have the time or have the same direction as we do.
The adoptive parents of the boys is one direction Garcia has attempted.
I had reached out to Trezell. I was hoping to speak to them because I've been told I have a way of speaking to these folks.
While Cal City Police Chief John Walker appreciates the efforts, he says Garcia should tread carefully. Could that hinder an investigation at all?
Yeah, it could. Well, he's fully within his right to do that, but as long as he doesn't interfere with our investigation. My concern is he's not out there spreading false information.
The latest information from Garcia is that the boys may have been seen at a grocery store quite a distance away from Cal City.
The strongest lead at this point that we have gotten is a Afro-American woman who claims that she saw the boys at an Albertsons in Tehachapi.
Garcia says the woman allegedly saw them on Christmas Eve, prompting Garcia to call for a search in Tehachapi on Saturday. We asked Walker if he had any reason to believe the boys were in Tehachapi.
I don't know where he's getting his information that's leading him to Tehachapi. Again, we've got several agencies involved, and to the best of my knowledge, we haven't heard anything about that.
In Cal City, Bayan Wang, 23 ABC, connecting you.
Former Tehachapi police officer fighting to get his job back after he feels he was wrongfully terminated. It's a story we first brought you yesterday. 23 ABC's Ken Masenchi obtained federal court records today. Joins us now with a closer look at this story. Ken?
Tim, that case started here in the civil division of the downtown Bakersfield courthouse before moving to the federal courthouse in Fresno, and features allegations made by Peter Graff about physical and verbal threats made towards him, including almost being shot by a fellow officer. Tense moments last night at a city council meeting in Tehachapi. But the battle between former Tehachapi officer Peter Graff and the city of Tehachapi has been going on for years.
You better check yourself.
Court documents obtained through the federal court website detail allegations Graff made against members of the Tehachapi police force. Graff alleged that after notifying superiors of a sergeant falsifying his timesheet and a senior officer threatening to shoot Graff, he became subject to a hostile work environment, as Graff told 23 ABC.
The retaliation began.
The document says Graff was pulled off as director of the Reserve Officer Training Program and began to receive verbal threats and was nearly shot by a fellow officer while they were in the squad room. Graff also alleges that he was not given a raise and told he would not receive one until improvements were made, but says he was never told of improvements to make. And last night he told 23 ABC News he's only trying to do the right thing.
People committed crimes, and there was wrongful terminations, there was hostile work environments. The city manager either needs to accept this and address it, or get out of the way and let's bring somebody else who can do it.
The case was eventually closed by a judge in June, and details of a settlement were not made public. Graff was let go last month.
I did nothing wrong but tell the truth, and I ultimately ended up getting fired for it.
Efforts to reach Graff's attorney and the city of Tehachapi for comment were unsuccessful. As we reported yesterday, Graff is still awaiting a formal hearing with the Tehachapi City Council. That date is still not set yet. Live in downtown Bakersfield, Ken Masenchi, 23 ABC.
Check this out, gang. The same police that filed a complaint about racism, that was everything about, because there's a lot of police shootings going on dealing with black and Hispanic people. So he was suing the police department. He threw a lot of people up under the bus because the whole goddamn police force down there white, Jack. And keep this in mind, the police chief said they all friends. And check this out. I was looking at some of his songs and shit. All they got racist names. He got songs called Snapbacks and the Birds in Mexico. All this shit. You ain't heard the words he was saying. Yeah, I got my double barrel shotgun, a little cigarette. He don't even know that his fiend even get crazy yet. Man, that's a rap song in country music. This the police chief that he said he cool with. And the police chief said they prefer the black citizens savagely, crunch black. You know what I'm talking about.
Because they fell into my lap as I went over a speed bump.
Mayor Harry Foxworthy confirmed his police chief is under state investigation, but refused to do an interview. Chief Caudle also wouldn't talk with the I-Team. The chief is not only still on the job tonight, he's been taken off probation, while last month Officer Disney was fired.
He's been retaliated against.
Councilmember Billy Idle says the officer's troubles began last May after Disney complained to his corporal about the time cards. She says the corporal brought his concerns to her and the mayor. Then the councilmember approached Disney in his patrol car for confirmation.
He felt that Cottle was working elsewhere and somebody was clocking him in and out. In fact, he was honest enough to tell me that he had clocked him in and out himself.
I felt that what I was doing was wrong or could get me in trouble, but I didn't want to go against my chief's orders.
But Officer Disney got in trouble anyway. On June 4th, he received this written reprimand, and Idle says the chief demoted his supervisor.
He stripped him of his corporal stripes and put him on midnight shift.
The chief wrote in Disney's reprimand, he as well as another officer had been discussing personal privy information related to myself to a councilman, and I suspended Officer Disney for 3 days without pay as a result of his behavior.
What do you think those two things add up to?
Retaliation.
Had you received reprimands before this?
No.
His Aberdeen personnel file shows he was written up for a commendation in 2012 and a glowing performance review in 2011. Officer Disney rated exceeds requirements or
A civil trial is underway for a former police officer who accuses the Bakersfield Police Department of harassing her on the job. Hillary Bjornebo was one of 4 women to graduate from the police academy back in 2014. She says during her time as a police officer, she was constantly harassed and insulted by fellow officers. She claims she was fired in 2015 after reporting another officer who tried to keep confiscated drugs from being submitted as evidence in a case. She is seeking $6 million in damages. Bjornebo says she hopes the lawsuit brings accountability to the Bakersfield Police Department. An update now on a story we've been following closely for you for months now. The disgraced former Bakersfield police officer sentenced to prison on a federal charge has now been transferred to the Sacramento area. Damasio Diaz was transferred from federal prison to a halfway house in Sacramento and will be released in May of next year. You might recall Diaz, one of 2 officers sentenced to 5 years in prison for using their positions as officers to steal drugs during the course of their work, and using a third person to put the drugs back on the street. From April of 2012 to August of 2015, businessman Noel Carter was handed drugs by Diaz and Patrick Mara with the intent to manufacture, process, and sell them for profit. Carter is serving a term of 7 years, 6 months in prison following his sentencing in April.
Agencies, and we searched the whole property.
50. So we're not talking volunteers. We're talking 50 personnel from multiple agencies. This is
personnel, yeah, multiple agencies.
Okay, and anything turn up?
No. Unfortunately, no.
Just how racially balanced are the police departments that protect us? Since the uproar in Ferguson, Missouri, the spotlight has been on the racial makeup of police departments all across the country. 23 ABC's Leslie Marianne is live from East Bakersfield tonight with how our local police department compares to our community.
Tim and Jackie, Bakersfield is made up of more than 347,000 people, and about half the population is a minority. But in this predominantly Latino community, it's mostly white officers who are responding to emergencies.
These smiling faces are those of the 33 men and women who graduated from the Bakersfield Police Academy last month. And despite their physical differences, there is one thing that binds many of them together. They're white.
Our current demographics of the Bakersfield Police Department are not consistent with the demographics of the community.
Currently, the Bakersfield Police Department is made up of 373 sworn officers. Of those officers, 260 are white, 91 are Latino, 14 are black, and only 8 are of other races.
But I think probably people would like to see more diversity, especially those who look a little bit different from the mainstream population.
And when you compare those numbers to the population of the community, whites make up 56% of Bakersfield and 70% of the police force, while Latinos make up more than 45% in the city of Bakersfield, but only 24% represent the department.
People automatically think that they're going against them and they're afraid of them, or they always think that they have problems with them.
Sure. There's some mistrust and perhaps a sense that people aren't treated fairly.
It's a problem police have acknowledged but say they can't bend their hiring standards for.
We have an obligation, I think, to reflect our community. That doesn't lessen our hiring standards. If you're qualified and you have that ability to speak a foreign language, absolutely.
While the Bakersfield Police Department currently only has 10 Spanish-speaking officers, they are dispersed by shifts daily. The BPD also says they're hoping to bridge the gap with the Latino population by adding a Spanish-speaking Facebook page as well as more community involvement.
Hey, stand up! Stand up!
Hey, gang. This video just came out a couple of days ago. I think yesterday. Well, this video ain't 3 days old. It just came out. And look what Bakersfield doing. They supposed to be looking for boys and they turn around doing this shit.
Stand up! Hey, you want to get bit? Do you want to get bit? Then stand up. Keep your hands where I can see them and stand up. Hey, turn around and face away from me. Hey, listen to what I'm saying. Get down on your knees right now. Put your hands on top of your head and in off your fingers. Get your hands down. Bring your knees together. Stop looking around. Look forward. Look forward. Stop looking at us. Hey.
Watch this, y'all. Look. Watch the officer.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
I'm out moving.
Now look, gang, check this out. I want y'all to watch the police. Now look, he trying to make a fight. He on the ground, the dude land calm, but the officer on him, stop resisting, stop fighting me. I want y'all to look, this how they do a nigga.
That is fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
I'm out moving. I'm not fighting.
That's fucking scandalous as fuck. He not fighting y'all. That's scandalous as fuck how y'all whooped his ass.
Stop fighting. I'm not resisting.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
My arm broke. Stand up. My arm broke.
I want all y'all badges, all y'all badge numbers, bro. Straight up. I need all y'all badge numbers. Real shit. Yeah.
We're talking to Bakersfield police and that man's family about the moments leading up to his death. As Bakersfield police say, one of their officers shot and killed that 73-year-old man early this morning.
And investigators say the officer tells them that he felt threatened and that he thought that he saw a gun, but new tonight. 23 ABC's Laura Acevedo explains for us that no gun was ever found. Laura?
Tim and Jackie, there's now a memorial out here at the scene of the shooting. Now, BPD says this all started when they received a call of a man that was walking around with a gun. They did show up to the scene and search for several hours, and tonight they said they didn't find a gun at the scene. A phone call to 911 reporting a man with a gun in southwest Bakersfield.
Caller said that someone is outside with a gun, armed with a revolver.
That somebody, 73-year-old Francisco Serna. Sometime after the call, Serna was shot and killed by a Bakersfield police officer. I spoke with his children tonight.
Enough is enough. BPD murdered my father for no reason.
According to BPD, when officers got to his home and say they made contact with him, they say he didn't comply with officer orders. BPD says the officer tells them he felt threatened and fired several rounds.
They need to be held accountable because this is just happening too often to too many people.
But tonight, BPD confirming that they did not find a gun at the scene. This is something his family had been telling me since earlier today.
He don't carry a gun. He was always against it, and here we are now at whatever time it is, and now it's been confirmed that he didn't have a weapon on him, and he never does.
Serna's children say their father was struggling with early stages of dementia. They also say his medication caused him to be paranoid, but the family feels like police knew this about their father. You can hear it in the dispatch call.
Francisco Serna reported us to having dementia.
The Serna family says they are angry but glad BPD admits there was no gun.
My father's never owned a gun, so that was good to hear that the police finally came out and said there was no gun found.
The family is planning a candlelight vigil and a peaceful protest at the scene of the shooting here tomorrow at 6 in the evening. They want the community to come out and support their father. As far as for the officer who shot the 73-year-old man, he is on a routine paid administrative leave. Reporting live in Southwest Bakersfield, Laura Acevedo, 23 ABC.
Kern County is on track for another record year in homicides as we add to more cases to our count. 2 more cases to be exact. A deadly shooting last night was followed by a deadly officer-involved shooting this morning after a man allegedly stabbed his own mother, who is now fighting for her life in a local hospital. 17's Karen Watt brings us the details.
It's been a bloody 24 hours in this area of East Bakersfield. 3 incidents, 2 men dead, and a community wondering why violence has been so prevalent here at home recently.
It's no surprise to me seeing the same violence in the neighborhoods.
It was a stark juxtaposition Monday night. 1, 2, 3. On one side of town, the community celebrated the life of 13-year-old Patty Alatorre, who was kidnapped, raped, and murdered over the summer.
Even if it's not your own child, be vigilant for the children.
As Patty's mother said those words of caution, just 2 miles away, police found a 15-year-old boy shot multiple times on East 11th and Baker. The boy's death marks the 102nd homicide this year in Kern County. The 103rd homicide was an officer-involved shooting just blocks and hours away this morning.
People are really angry. Broken homes, lack of jobs, poverty. All these different elements add to the recipe.
Shortly before 9 this morning, Bakersfield police said they got an emergency call about a man who stabbed his mother multiple times. According to a witness, the man ran about half a mile down East 18th Street. BPD said they tried non-lethal foam rounds to stop the man, but they had to use deadly force when he wouldn't cooperate.
Officers were equipped with body-worn cameras, and that footage will be released after it has been processed.
This marks the 15th officer-involved shooting of the year. Along with neighborhood violence, Stay Focused Ministries believes police violence also needs to be addressed.
We know there's a problem in the police department, sheriff's department, and that's what we're trying to address. Can be more vocal, but it's a team effort.
Now, these are all still ongoing investigations, so if you have any information, you're asked to call BPD at 327-7111.
Newscast tonight. It was a busy night last night for local law enforcement in Bakersfield. 2 separate incidents ending with officers opening fire just within an hour of each other. 17's Moses Small is in studio now with more on these shootings.
Thank you, Jim. The Bakersfield Police Department and the Sheriff's Office used their firearms to stop 2 suspects last night, and here's what we've learned since then. The first shooting happened just before 7:30 last night. The Bakersfield Police Department was called for reports of a home invasion near White Lane and South Royale Road.
Officers responded within minutes. They heard sounds of an altercation inside the residence, attempted to force entry.
That's when the caller met officers in front of the home, telling them the intruder ran away through the back door. Officers chased the man down, and it wasn't long before they caught up to him.
At some point, officers observed that he was armed with a firearm. Officers discharged their firearm at the subject, striking him at least 1 time.
Officers found the suspect's gun at the scene and rushed him to the hospital, where he's expected to be okay. First responders say they were wearing body cameras and will release that video later in the investigation. The shooting left neighbors scared and confused.
Yeah, I just drove by and felt I needed to stop. I realized that the road was taped off right here on South Real. The whole complex, cop cars all the way down the street and out into the field.
A second officer-involved shooting happened an hour later, this time near the intersection of Lincoln Ave and Sequoia Drive in Oildale. A single deputy was called to the area for a report of a suspicious person at around 8:40.
When he arrived, he made contact with a male subject in the area who was armed. A foot pursuit ensued, and then an officer-involved shooting occurred.
Authorities say 27-year-old Daniel Reyes died at the scene just before 9 o'clock. The sheriff's office has not revealed what kind of weapon Reyes was carrying or how many shots the deputy fired. Later, the sheriff's office brought over a dozen officers to investigate. The deputy involved in the shooting was wearing a body camera, but no video has been released yet. Some neighbors didn't seem surprised with the shooting. No law enforcement officers were hurt in either of the two shootings.
This is a story of the anguish of Kern County families whose loved ones were brutally murdered 2 decades ago. The families want this story told, but to tell it, it is necessary to describe vicious sex assaults. These descriptions may be too intense for some viewers.
It's incredibly uncommon for that to happen.
It was surreal. She had a lot of defense wounds on her hands.
Someone is killing women in Bakersfield.
Her daughter will live with that image for the rest of her life.
I certainly don't want to alarm the public at this point.
We knew that she had been stabbed multiple times.
A rash of murders paralyzing the city.
It never goes away, ever.
It was so brutal.
This is really weird.
But I do believe they need to be informed.
It is unusual.
And especially women who may be out walking late at night.
She, too, was repeatedly stabbed to death.
This is a special edition of 17 News. Bakersfield, secret serial killer. Now, here's Olivia LaVoice.
Women vanishing from the streets of Bakersfield. To this day, these vicious homicides are unsolved. But are they related? Is one man responsible for killing these women? Evidence suggests after their deaths, their killer spent time with their bodies, posing them, positioning them. Maybe so he could admire his work, maybe so he could further abuse them. A serial killer hunting women in our city. Yet somehow it was largely kept from the public until now. For more than a year, we've been looking into these unsolved murders. We want to know, could one man be responsible for all of these killings?
It wasn't long before Christmas.
Christmas 1996 came and went.
I think she was coming from the store. She was gone too long, longer than normal.
44-year-old Marianne Perkins vanished.
It was on a rainy night.
A couple viewing a vacant home in East Bakersfield made a horrifying discovery in the backyard.
How they identified her was through her dentures.
Her body decomposing, she'd been beaten and stabbed numerous times. Her nude body tied in a blanket.
She was just such a beautiful person.
2 years later.
I don't know why this person did this to my mom.
I used to talk to her every single day, several times a day.
39-year-old Leslie Don Preston was found in a field on Madison Street. She was last seen alive 3 days prior. Her body was nude. The killer had posed her. She'd been stabbed in her neck, chest, and face.
He stabbed her 19 times and left her there.
2 more years go by.
Yes, Mahalia Jackson walked in the next morning and found her mother dead on her bed.
Ruby Lee Merriweather, a single mother of 4, was nude, stabbed 18 times.
And sexually assaulted.
There was no forced entry to her home.
And it was clear that Ruby had tried to escape her attacker by crawling under the bed.
The detectives are out right now going door to door trying to locate any witnesses that might have seen her in the last couple days.
We had to take care of each other. From wherever she left off, we had to pick it up, and that's harsh.
6 months later, 11 days before Christmas.
On the morning of December 14th, they say a tractor repairman finds the body of 27-year-old Katrina Antoinette Pink near Ridgeview High School.
The 27-year-old's t-shirt was pulled up, her pants pulled down, with long, deep gashes across her neck. She was last seen 2 days before at the Tropicana Motel on Union Avenue. 1 month later, Billie Jean Bear was from a small town in Alaska. She'd had a tough life. She'd came to Bakersfield on a bus with $10 in her pocket just a few months before she was murdered. The 42-year-old was riddled with stab wounds to her neck. She is left with her pants and underwear pulled down. The murders of Katrina Pink and Billie Bear were clearly similar to investigators and 17 News reporters.
Both had previously been arrested for prostitution and were known to work the Baker Street and Union Avenue areas. And the most obvious similarity, the murderer used a knife. For now, police are not calling these murders the work of a serial killer. But until they're certain, they are asking you, especially if you're a woman, to use extra caution when going out at night.
But that was 2001, and despite that warning, 3 months later, another woman was murdered.
They found her laying on the sidewalk.
Blood soaked the concrete near the train tracks in East Bakersfield.
How long did she lay there and suffer?
29-year-old Patricia Bessie Martin was stabbed to death. Her shirt pulled up, her bra pulled down.
To somebody, she was insignificant. But I think to everyone here, she was extremely significant.
Patricia Martin.
Former Bakersfield Police Sergeant Bill Darby was a new patrol officer in the spring of 2001.
It would have been the first murder I'd seen to that extent, and the viciousness.
The gruesome murder scene stuck with him. 4 years later, Darby's mentor impaired the wisdom of a veteran cop.
He told me to keep an eye out for a series of murders that happened in the late 90s, early 2000s. He believed they were all connected based on their lifestyles and definitely the types of murders, the weaponology.
6 in all. Were they linked?
Whether it's told to the press or not, this would have been obvious that there was a serial killer.
Most murders are a result of sex, drugs, or money.
Now retired, Greg Laskowski analyzed thousands of Kern County crimes during his 30-year career.
If it's just a vicious killing of a prostitute, this ritualistic murder, then you may look at it, this person has an issue and may be doing this again and again, be a repeat offender.
A killer on the streets of Bakersfield.
It was very brutal. The victim was stabbed multiple times and sexually assaulted. And it was very obvious that she had been sexually assaulted.
Bakersfield's secret serial killer.
Man, I'ma tell y'all something. Man, it's going down in Bakersfield and Cant County and all of the surrounding area. And these the same agencies the police said that's involved with the search. And they racist. Man, these people racist. Man, the whole precinct got into it because the work environment was hostile because you got a lot of racist people in there. Then you got a lot of police involved shooting. All that shit I just showed y'all, that shit was this year. You see what I'm saying? All that shit happened in 2020. And they were just in the last 3-4 months of the end of this year. You see what I'm saying? Now I show y'all the police chief. He a singer. He a artist. He a musician. And then if you look at Travell West, he a jazz musician and all this old shit. Now look, y'all can't put this together. How they be involved with these blue crowd. Just say, okay, for a prime example, the police chief a music musician. Then Travell West is a music musician. Y'all don't think it's something going on with the music game for them to come up with some babies and sacrifice the babies or something and thinking they gonna get some higher powers or some shit? You see what I'm saying? Y'all see all the sacrifice that goes on in the record deal, in the record label. Motherfuckers, you know what I'm talking about, kidnapping, killing motherfuckers, and y'all know how the music game goes, sacrificing, like everybody think like we all know Whitney, somebody killed Whitney Houston. We already know that. We already know somebody killed Pimp C. You see what I'm saying? Look what happened to the people in the music game. And these two suckers in the music game. Y'all don't think that she could be connected? It's something to that, because he more taking up for Travell West and then trying to arrest the man. This man said on the national news, that's what he told us. You know what I'm talking about? So you mean to tell me you going along with this sucker done told you? That's what I'm saying. It's a lot. Look. And the boy's been gone. Man, I bet you. Look, I tell y'all what. Just say the boy's been gone. And he got rid of the baby. Or he probably sold the baby to some motherfuckers they know. They all in the goddamn band. You see what I'm saying? This shit, look y'all, this shit for real what I'm talking about. But man, y'all do y'all research on these police up there in Kern County and Cali City and shit. All the missing people that came up missing is black and Hispanic. Man, and they all around the same age. And they in higher numbers. I was looking at the report. I'm like, wait a minute. I got a Mexican, black, Mexican, black, Mexican, black, Spanish, black, Spanish, black, Mexican, black, white, Mexican, black, Spanish, black, white, Mexican, black, Latino, you know what I'm saying? Man, I'm like, God damn. Man, look, I know a lot of corruption with the police. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to deal with them suckers. You see what I'm talking about? And look how many kids that's missing, man. Y'all ain't putting this shit to. That's why they ain't trying to man, they ain't finna take this shit serious. Man, we got AMV News on the scene and he done did so much. He done outdid the police. Man, they need to go and get him a squad car. I was watching his live today. He said he need to get him a new bike. Man, Bakersfield and Cali City need to buy that nigga a goddamn Hollister Davis and throw some lights on that motherfucker. Cause he got everything else. He got the drone. He got all the camera equipment. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But I just want to show y'all how corrupt the whole California is, not just in them cities, because we know what's going on in Los Angeles. They whooped Rodney King. You know what I'm saying? That was the first beating we seen what the police did when it came to the Rodney King. You see what I'm saying? And all of them is boys and girls around the age of 15. They either gonna be 15 to 13. Then they got a specific boys they like. Cause all the boys look for similar like. It's like they look for a particular type of child. They don't just snatch no enemy. They got a particular type. You see what I'm saying? Cause all the girls look the same, look similar. Just say like a serial killer. You know what I'm saying? He might be into redhead girls. And all his victims might be brunettes and redheads. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, what y'all think? Drop it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this whole shit. Cause I already showed y'all how racism playing in it. Why y'all think the reward money is so high? They just gained it just to show everybody like, man, we working tireless behind the case. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even doing shit. Cause look, AV News was just at the house, then you already see an unmarked car. Why they staking out the neighborhood? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But man, like I said, y'all go look them people up. All the missing casing people is cold cases. That's why the reporter asked him and told him and said, is this case going to get cold too? Cause they already know what's going on. Y'all don't. But y'all can find out if y'all do the research. Do y'all research and get to talking about it. Cause the police gonna have a field day if we keep screaming, where are the boys? Now it's time to find the boys. And let's do some motherfucking research and you know what I'm saying, and expose these suckers. Pie out, Jack. See what I'm talking about? Yeah. But look, y'all like, share, and subscribe right now. And let's stay on them suckers' ass, Jack. I'm talking about all they cases, Cole. In Cali City, they ain't never found the body in Cali City. All them 8 victims they came up missing, all them cold cases. But the body ain't never turned up. So if the body's not turning up, where is they? Now look, I'm gonna tell y'all why so many kids come up missing. Cause I was doing some research on another shit that nobody don't know nothing about. You know what I'm talking about? But I be doing a little private investigation of my own. Now look, the reason why so many kids come up missing and they don't never been found. Yeah, they somewhere sex trafficking too. But look, your local hospital are gonna need some bodies to work on and demonstrate on. You see what I'm saying? Why y'all think they go to school for? They can't practice on dummies all the time, cause a dummy ain't gonna give you a proper reading. So yeah, let them take little trips over there across seas somewhere on a business trip, and then you got a whole facility of missing kids, and they just picking kids out there and doing surgery and taking organs and experimenting on the kids. The shit been going on. You see what I'm saying? Man, do y'all know about the island? It's an island off of New York somewhere, off the coast of New York. It was an island. They built a hospital on the island, and that's where they sent all the people that had like Down syndrome, people with disabilities and shit. They shipped them over there, and you know what I'm saying? They started, you know what I'm talking about, experimenting with their bodies and shit, testing out medicine on them, and you know what I'm saying? They'll just say like just say like a baby. If they get an infant baby, just say if they don't do nothing to it, they gonna raise the infant baby and let the baby watch a lot of killer clowns type shit, like try to scare the baby. So when the baby get used to it, he'll think he a clown. I seen a documentary when they raised a little boy from 3 years old all the way to 12. He never watched nothing but clowns killing clowns. It was a research that the hospital was doing. And then look, and when they do that, the boy grew up and he thought he was a clown. You see what I'm saying? But they kept him away from human contact though. So when they come and feed him and shit like that, they would dress like clowns. He ain't never seen the human until they released him. And he went there and they released this sucker in goddamn United States. He get to do mass shootings and shit. Why you think when people do mass shootings and shit, you know what I'm saying, they always say, man, this person here mentally ill. We looking at they hospital records and this showed them they mentally ill. How you know which hospital they went to? They'll never give you the hospital facility who did the diagnosis. All them motherfucking be CIA babies. You see what I'm saying? Raised up in the system and they send them kids. I'm telling y'all what's going on. You see what I'm talking about? See, y'all better start watching all these, you know what I'm talking about, Atlanta hip hop wives and shit. And you know what I'm saying, watch a motherfucker get drunk and talking about bitch can't pay her bills and you know what I'm talking about, she gold digging and shit. Man, y'all better watch some of these goddamn documentaries, see what's going on behind you. Shit, the police in your neighborhood, the precinct. Man, look, in your town, wherever you at, it's the same shit going on in your city. But yeah. And then y'all see the sheriff. Look, the sheriff, the police, why he shaking his thunder booty? Why y'all want y'all to see this shit?
My name is John Walker. I'm the Chief of Police of the California City Police Department.
And John is spelled?
Jon. No H.
What do we got today, Chief?
We are Johnny Walker and the Whiskey Shooters. Please welcome to the stage, Johnny Walker!
Still right here and have another beer in Mexico. Do my best, waste another day. Still right here. Slide over nice and close. Lay your head down on my shoulder. You can fall asleep, I'll let you dream.
I'm going home, gonna load my shotgun by the door, light a cigarette. He wants to fight, well now he's got one, and he ain't seen me crazy yet. Set my face, shook me like a rag doll, but that sound.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. All my friends say I started shooting doubles when you walked in. All my friends say I went a little crazy seeing you with him.
Do y'all see that shit? He done shook the thunder booty with his hands on his hips. Man, you need to shake that paperwork, Jack. You see what I'm saying? Shake that goddamn paperwork and let some suspect fall out that motherfucker. You don't supposed to be this. Look, and then look. If you notice, all the police chief is white and they all bald head like they skinheads. You see what I'm saying? But look, he stole my moves. He must been on my social media site and seen when I was you know what I'm talking about.
Walked in. All my friends say I went a little crazy seeing you with him.
I'm telling y'all, look. He used his name. That's why when they ask him, what's your name? Yeah, my name is Johnny Walker. No H. Yeah, we know you ain't got no H in your name now. You know what I'm talking about? And look, what's it called? Found this video, AV News. Look, you could tell AV News like, y'all finna get this sucker here. He ain't doing this job. So he done pulled up the Thunder Booty video. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, he better shake that goddamn paperwork and not that thunder booty. You see what I'm talking about? That's their problem now. They all them bars and shit singing about us and shit. Talking about they got double barrels for us and they lighting cigarettes. You see what I'm saying? And we ain't seen nothing crazy yet. All that shit goddamn it racist. Y'all ain't listen to the lyrics on that. What do you think birds in Mexico mean? You see what I'm saying? But like I said, y'all, I just want to share my thoughts and let y'all know these people is racist. Yeah, that's what I mean. AV Watchman, y'all. My bad, AV Watchman. I ain't just, you know what I'm saying, good with you know what I'm talking about. Naming names and shit. Sometimes I could be talking so fast, goddamn it. Have so much on my mind at one time, so shit gonna get a little turned around. But yeah, he don't want to be no sheriff, and he want to be a goddamn the next goddamn whatever country blues singer they got going on in the country family, but I don't know about this shit. But I don't think they gonna try to put no more effort than finding the boys unless we put a little pressure on them. Unless we put some more pressure on them. You see what I'm talking about? And let them know, yeah, we know y'all racist and y'all bald head and skinheads. I'ma show y'all think I'm like, look at the police chief. And I'm finna show y'all the police chief right quick. This what they do when they lose their job and get fired and shit. They wanna snitch on everybody. Talking about he a racist. He was talking about he said the nigga word. I heard him when he said the word nigga and shit. Now he wanna like he just said, man, look, you racist too, cause you got a big ass bald head. He got bald head. The chief got everybody got bald head. Hold up, man. Let me see. Can I pull it up? Damn, Damn, y'all, I ain't even got it. I just got the other police chief, but y'all can look it up. All them sucker bald heads, and they in the brotherhood. This the police right here that filed the complaint. He bald head. He look just like the chief. He bald head. Man, look. I was looking at some police video. It's like if you want to be a police, I know you got to go through the police academy, but they make you shave your head too, like you finna go to the army or something. I'm like, look at all these thunder booty with the badge on with bald heads. Man, I'd be scared them all be trying to beat the law around these suckers, Jack. Look, he bald head. He bald. Y'all don't see the comparison? Don't make me pull all the police up now. All them suckers got and he look like he on them steroids. But yeah. Yeah, they look the police chief better not come to my city and talking about all my friends. Oh yeah, all you and your friend, all y'all finna get hit up, Jack. Ain't nobody leaving the club. Lock all the doors. You see what I'm talking about? And y'all want to know why this shooting so high? And they always be trying to, man, look. But yeah, gang, that's all I want. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all like, share, and subscribe. You know what I'm talking about? And be a part of the notification gang. You see what I'm talking about? Yeah. And stay tuned till next time, Jack. I'll be back with some more tea. Pie out, Jack. Y'all see the time and the schedule. 7:30 to late, Jack. You see what I'm talking about? So if y'all looking for the tea, I might be coming on around about 7 o'clock or to midnight. You know what I'm talking about? You never know. You never know. Yeah, Trey Gang appreciate y'all for joining in. Trey Gang appreciate y'all for joining in. Yeah. Bye, y'all.